So that's what you guys are doing now?
What?
Trying to convert each other?
I mean, yeah, that's fucking what I'm trying to do constantly to everybody. I want people to see things from my perspective. The more people I get on the same page, the better.
Hence the podcast.
I was secretly putting my plan into your mind.
If you look up my job title on Facebook, it is literally Minister of Propaganda. With Not Your Average Hipsters. This week we're going to be doing a top 10 episode on villains who had it right, or kind of had it right. We're playing with Jeremy, Antoine, Izzy, and Connor.
What's up?
Hey there.
Hello.
See, that's why I say it's a different person when I'm an announcer guy, because everybody acts awkward as fuck like immediately after for like a half a second.
I don't know how you respond to that. I don't know how you carry here's a list of these people's names. It's hard.
I should be better as announcer guy and really just like keep bringing it in. I feel awkward talking for like
it's a hard ball to pick up.
Well, you want to be two different people, so you have to stop.
This podcast.
It's not I want to be two different people. I am two different people.
We finally got Jeremy to stop doing the Alex Jones character on the show. So I think there's always room for improvement. And I think
that's a noted loss to the podcast, to be honest. I've been receiving fan mail lately saying that they miss Alex Jones being on the pod. They would like him to come back.
I just feel like he's not that much of a cultural force anymore.
He's highly requested by the fans.
Is that your villain that had it right?
Oh, Alex Jones.
He didn't say no.
I'm going to start the pod off with Alex Jones as the first villain who had it right.
It actually did low-key help me remember who else I wanted to talk about in the podcast.
For real. Alex Jones. You know, he's a horrible right-wing demogorgon, but he's great for the memes.
Demogorgon.
Yeah. I said to it Demogorgon because it's a play on the people calling him demagogues all the time.
Okay.
Hold on, rewind.
Is he really a villain though? Okay. What did he do villainistic?
I mean,
he lied a lot. Yeah, he was a villain. But what did he have right? That's a question.
Oh yeah. Okay,
I asked the wrong question.
So what he's got right going for him is like it's not any of his ideals, which is like most of the villains that I have for the rest of this. It's just his personality, right? Like he is a character, and you gotta appreciate the character that he is as a real person. Like it's not even like that's not actually Alex Jones.
You don't know that.
Okay. I feel like, as with so many of your suggestions for these types of things, I have to push back a little bit here. And the prompt was specifically villains who had it right. I don't think he has it right, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What did he have right? He's like nothing. But I love him. He's the best villain.
This was problematic faves. That's also an episode we should do later.
Okay, that is a good one.
That is a shoe. He is a shoe in.
I got a number one problematic.
William Cosby. I don't
know. Fuck.
Okay, so I can't give Alex Jones any points.
Alex Jones, no points.
By no means do you have to hand it to him.
What do you guys?
Yeah, I really am going to keep my points. I apologize.
Yeah, I think Jeremy has to think up a better one.
I'm giving him a 1.
He's like, I'll give him points. Come here, buddy.
Even if this means I have to think of another guy to keep this thing going, I'll give him.
Well, Jeremy, I just want to say that I appreciate your vote of confidence.
Yeah, we all have to, as a group, just no sell that one. Just
I'll stay quiet and look at the ground every time he does it.
just make it awkward enough where he has to cut the whole fucking impression out.
Well, now that's going to be it's staying in forever.
Can you just input crickets into the background?
All right, Antoine, you got anybody?
Oh, I got him.
Oh, let's hear it.
He's here.
I love
hear
the
it.
villains.
So I got some spicy ones. I want to see if anyone can.
So I'm gonna start off. I'm not gonna start off spicy, man. I'm gonna start off pretty low key with damn man, I always say her name wrong. Maleficent.
Oh, okay, Angelina Jolie's character.
Yeah, Maleficent. She was a villain that I'm pretty sure was right, man. She was like, it's cool that we intermingle with each other. You know what I'm saying? And then the people were like, nah, we're not intermingling with fairies. Fuck the fairies.
I haven't watched this movie, so so
this is what happens,
I
right?
really don't know what this deal is.
There's a fairy, right?
Okay.
She's the strongest fairy. Like,
Sure.
that's Maleficent.
Understood.
Strongest fairy. She meets a farm boy.
Boy.
Right? Her and the farm boy, they develop a relationship, right? But like normally the people don't fuck with the fairies, right? But you could just walk to like basically like a gate of trees and the fairies are right on the other side. So they cool. And then the king gets salty at the fairies and he's like, hey man, fuck the fairies. Kill them, right? If you bring back her if you kill her, you get a reward. So then the farm boy is like, oh shit, this is my chance, nigga. I'm about to be rich and famous. I already can kill her. I'm about to set her up. I'm about to go behind her back. I'm about to kill her. Right? But he bitches out, right? He can't even kill her because he's a hoe, right? So he's like, I can't do that.
Oh.
That sounds like a hoe move.
I'm about to just cut her wings off, right? So he cuts her wings off while she's sleeping,
Sure.
which is like her main shit. You know what I'm saying? She's a fairy. She likes to fly around.
I would hate
do
if someone
wing
cut my
shit.
legs off when I'm sleeping, so
Yeah,
I have
I
to
would
imagine wings
presume.
are a similar situation.
Yeah, so cuts her wings off, right? And then takes the wings back to the king, and he's like, yeah, here's her wings. You know what I'm saying? I'm the shit. Killed her. Then the king's like, well, I'm dying, bitch. So now you're king, right? You slayed the fucking strongest fairy that we're scared of. You the king. So now he's the king. So then she comes back, which is this where she becomes a villain. She comes back and puts a spell on him and his daughter where she sleeps forever, right? Because fuck this nigga. He took my wings. He did some hoe shit.
Okay.
So now she puts the girl to sleep, right? But then she realizes that she actually loves the little girl and shit and then starts taking care of the little girl, blah, blah, blah. But they still hate her and try to kill her.
Damn.
That's some hoe shit.
She's the evil person. I think she had it right. She was just trying to mingle with him, you know what I'm saying? They started hating on her.
Quick sidebar here. I think Antoine needs to get a Letterboxd account. I really want to see his in-depth movie reviews for a variety of films. I think that would rule. We're going to talk about this later. Get Antoine set up on Letterboxd.
So I think that's it, man. That's
like
Maleficent.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
No, that's pretty good though. I think that was a good description
How
of the movie.
many bags of popcorn out of 5 would you give the movie? Just curious.
It was cool. It was like a three and a half.
3-bagger?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, fucking the cartoon version of Maleficent ruined any version of her for me because
Like from the original, was
Never
it
seen the
Sleeping
cartoon
Beauty or
version. I've
whatever?
only seen the people version.
yeah, from the original Sleeping
Why?
Beauty.
Because all you got to see was a woman in scorn.
No.
She was
Well,
pressed. Now you know because they cut her shit off.
well, in if you remember correctly, in the original Sleeping Beauty, she cursed the kid because she wasn't invited to the first birthday.
Of course she wasn't. That was her kid taken from her with
She
no
looks
wings.
scary as hell. I wouldn't invite her in my kid's party.
like that's the ultimate petty reason to curse somebody. Like, oh, you ain't invite me to your shindig? Fuck you. Go to sleep forever.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, but that's how all the royalty acted back then.
Yeah,
she
Like,
was
oh,
like,
you didn't invite me? War.
yeah, she was
We
just,
will pull up by the thousands now.
What you mean you ain't gonna share your cake with me?
she was just like a Habsburg or something. I think it probably explains why she looks like that.
Oh man, I want to give little shorty a solid 3 though. Solid 4. I give her my 3. She cute.
All right.
Ah, poor Angelina. She had a hard life.
Jesus Christ.
I give my 6.
Damn.
He believes in him.
It's my favorite villainous character too. When I play the game Villainous, I always use Maleficent. And if you guys ever want to play Villainous, just hit me up. I got every box.
No lie. Games and like video games, board games, shit like that will influence my fucking decision making. Like if I like a character in a fighting game, I'm like, that character is the shit.
I dig it.
It's the same reason I'm big into Plo Koon from Star Wars. Let's call it a 3. Also,
I can't get past the cartoon version of her. I'm gonna hate.
Boo. He said, I'll give the other one 1, but I'll give her 0. All right, so I kind of want to piggyback off of that because mine is also in like the realm of recreated movies, I guess you could say. I guess not. I don't know. It's a whole series. I was sick the other day and I watched all the Harry Potters, and what it really made me think of, and he's not per se the villain, okay, but he's deemed in a light that isn't so bright, is Severus Snape, because of everything considered, like all the way through the movies, if you watch them all back to back, he had a rough demeanor, but always looked out for Harry's best interest. Then you find out that he was in love with his mother, and then James Potter came in and stole that from him. You know what I'm saying?
Snape is a simp.
Snape is just not what she wanted. You can't just be mad at
hold
Mr.
up.
Potter.
I'm not mad at him, but what I'm simply saying is that at the end of the day, after the parents were dead, he still kept his love for Lily and her son, even though he
Isn't
was...
that kind of weird?
No.
Stalkerish?
You think that's
He's
stalkerish?
like, oh, well, now you're my son.
This kid is an orphan, and I feel like he really kept him out of fucking danger and shit like that. Like, he really looked out for this kid, even though he didn't really fucking have to, because he didn't have any
I don't
fucking
feel like
money.
he looked out for him until the end.
I feel like he was always secretly kind of making sure that he didn't get into no shit with a really rough demeanor. Like, he was
even in the
mean
first
about
one,
it.
he did do like in the first book, he was doing counter spells while Quirrell was trying to knock him off his broom.
yeah, I would call him not a villain.
I do contend that he's not a villain.
I even said in the beginning that he's not per se a villain, but he's not deemed in the best
He is
of
not deemed in a
light.
good light. And as a child, I did think he was a villain.
Exactly. That's where
Like, I
I'm
wasn't
kind of
even
coming
picking
from.
up
Is
the
that
counter
like
spells. I was
you
like,
never
he's trying to knock him off the broom too.
like you never wanted Slytherin to win, which is why I always felt as though it was somewhat villainous because it was who you were rooting against.
Also,
Well, you were, yeah, and they had that little bitch ass fucking blonde hair fuck boy.
Did
over
any-
And
there.
I feel like, he had a good idea, and I personally think he had a good moral set. I think it was nice that he looked out for that little nigga when he really didn't fucking have to. You know what I'm saying? And he died.
Did anyone else, Loki, want to take potions too? It sounds like a fun class. Chopping stuff up and putting it in a cauldron. I always thought that sounded fun.
The best class was the defensive class where they had to the shit came out of the door and they had to fight it.
Fuck out of here.
That
The
sounds
best class was
annoying.
Hagrid's class where he fucking brought the beasts.
Notwithstanding, I just thought potions sounded like fun. I don't understand why it was so difficult. Everyone seemed to struggle with it. It seemed easy.
I feel like I would hate that fucking class.
Yeah, that
Some
seemed
real
like
shit.
the most scientific class there.
I don't know. I feel like if you're good at cooking, you're good at making potions. You put in the right measurements and you got the shit.
It's like baking.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Just like baking, except
So
darker.
Severus Snape then.
I personally want to give my homie like a 4.
Do you have any points for Severus Snape?
You give him 2. Better than Alex Jones.
I will also do it too because, I agree you make good points, but I just don't think he's a villain.
Yeah, I didn't think
He's
he
not
was
really
per
a
se a
villain.
villain, but it just when he first brought this podcast idea to me, I was like, I just seen this. He a little bad.
I'm not going to give him any points either. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But he's
you're
not
withholding
villain enough.
all points today.
But
You're
I
withholding
am
all
going to pivot.
points.
I'm skipping over kind of real quick.
What?
Since she already brought up Snape, right?
So
Since she already brought up Snape. Since she already brought up Snape,
Okay.
Voldemort was right.
Yeah, let's get all the Harry Potter talk out of the way.
I want to get it all out the way right now, right? Voldemort was right. Fucking all he wanted to do was reveal that magic was real to humans and then take them over. And you know what? The magic people should run shit, goddammit. All right, I'm not gonna lie. They should run it. They could fix literally every world problem with magic. They can make infinite space in small areas and shit. Like, fucking, that solves world hunger right there. Boom. Like, I don't know. Voldemort was right.
Do you know how draining that would be? Like, because it was a small group in comparison to the entire fucking world that could do magic. If we're considering that this was the school that a good majority.
There were other magic schools.
There were other magic schools. There were
remember when the other magic kids
schools.
came in?
You're right.
You know the mild case of pedophilia that was going on in that fucking movie? Nobody was paying attention to.
What are you talking about?
That villain in there that came in there, he was grown. He was playing on the professional team and then came in to play with the kids.
Victor Crumb.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the first thing I said. Like, hold on, he was in the professional league. And then now he's here with the kids.
I said that shit too.
This nigga's tripping.
Bulgarian.
Hermione, get back in the room, Hermione. Go fucking get with Ron, nigga. Where's Ron?
Bulgarian.
Fuck with someone your own age. But yeah. I contend that Voldemort was correct. They should have ran shit.
I guess that's a good.
They shouldn't be hiding.
They shouldn't be hiding.
Yeah, fucking.
I don't think that they should be hiding, but I really don't think that they should be.
We have to take in the fact, and this is actually a good point for you, is that with J.K. Rowling's views now, there's a good chance Voldemort would actually be pro-trans people. Retroactively, just to make him seem more villainous in her eyes. So I think that's a solid point too.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, with the pro-trans rights, I give him a 5.
He is an ally.
Voldemort,
He's a friend.
Voldemort, LGBT ally.
I think I got a 3.
I'm gonna throw out my 6 for this guy.
I'll 5 him up. Give him the nice mid-range there.
Yeah, he's alright.
Because he has a weak ass, like, for a villain, he's weak as fuck, right? When he was fighting with Harry and they had the sticks.
Yeah.
That was the worst action scene I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
They're all limp wrist, like y'all don't even look like this shit is hard to do.
Well, if they got like a spell you can stop it, just shoot him with a gun. Buy a gun.
Yeah, what are your homies doing? Like, punch this dude while he's trying to cast a spell on me. You know what I'm saying? Just bang.
Right.
Like,
We can take Voldemort out right now.
If someone had tried it and it didn't work, I'd be like, okay, he's got like a shield spell or something. But like, no one even tried.
No, they're all just watching like, whoa, man.
Yeah. Well, we gotta respect that they're in a duel right now. Okay, guys?
I read those books a lot. They didn't mention anything about like any other magic countermeasures or shit. I just think they could even have a magic gun. They could have like a flintlock pistol in that old castle somewhere. I gotta make a real hard turn here and say that my villain who was right but was still a villain is the Unabomber Ted Kaczynski. He let's villainous actions in here. He sent like something like 30 bombs in the mail that were fully untraceable that killed like I think 3 people total.
And injured 24, I believe, as well.
Yeah. So that's probably not a great way to handle things. I don't remember who the mail bombs were going towards. I remember them being kind of indiscriminate,
like
though.
Politicians or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was politicians.
Yeah.
It was like...
Because this leads into the part where he was actually right. Because if you've ever read his manifesto, he is correct. He basically called the shot from like... whenever he wrote it in the late 60s, early 70s, of that sort of like modern innovations and technology were going to ruin our planet and fuck every element of society up, which I think is more or less played out how he called, and that probably targeting politicians was a solid way to achieve that goal, if very rude.
Very rude.
Guy was also a full-on genius. He was a
mathematician.
He was a math prodigy, but also just smart in how he made the bombs. They were fully untraceable. He even made his own glue rather than using a kind of glue you would buy at a store that would trace you to some region of the country where it was purchased, he like made glue from horse bones and shit. Like every element of the bombs was fully untraceable, which is how he got damn near 30 of them out in the mail.
And to throw on to some facts about this guy, when he sent the bombs, he knew that they would arrive on days that nobody were supposed to be at these buildings. He was just trying to blow up the buildings and be like, fuck you, I'm right. Like, and here's how I'm right. I'm destroying shit with new technology. Like,
I think all in all, I think he had the right idea. He was a little harsh about it. He definitely killed some people he probably didn't mean to kill.
What was the message?
Okay, so he was pretty much saying that technology is going to ruin the earth and all like us as moral beings as well.
So he used new technology to blow up technology.
I don't think the mail thing wasn't necessarily his big point. I think his point, it was more the buildings he was targeting.
Yes, it was
were related to sort of his cause there.
Gotcha.
And yeah, he put out like a full-on manifesto, the Industrial Society and Its Future, which was a pretty bleak outlook that is more or less correct in his assessment from back then of how things are just going to get more and more fucked up.
And a fun tidbit about him, his theories of like math and shit are still used. So like sometimes like I think they ended up giving away his credits to somebody else. Yeah. But like up until like recently, people were like fucking.
You would cite his mathematical proofs and stuff in like papers and other more complex math proofs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ted Kaczynski.
How many points do you have for Teddy?
I'm gonna say 6. He's a solid 6.
Am I allowed to call him Teddy?
Sure, he's dead. He's dead as fuck.
Damn.
It's like if people called you 20 and you can't do shit about it.
I'm not gonna lie. Unabomber, my 9.
For real?
Yeah, he was on my list.
9 time.
I don't know. I don't know. You go first. Oh, no.
So I feel like he went really harshly about telling people that technology is bad.
Yeah, that's why he's a villain.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a villain. And he tried his best to avoid actually killing people. Mm-hmm. Like, that is factual.
I'll give him a 7.
What do I have between like 1 and fucking 5?
You have your 4.
Okay, that one.
Oh, no, you gave your 4 to Snape. 5. You have 5 and 2.
Yeah, I'll give him my 5.
Ted deserves a 5.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's not a bad message. It's just an awful execution.
I mean, that's how you gotta execute. I mean, he executed. I mean, but like with his intentions, I just feel like he shouldn't have killed anybody. Blowing shit up is still villainous.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate like cartoon villain. That's what they do. Yeah. They really don't kill. They just blow shit up.
Yeah, if you think of a villain, you think of a guy with one of those big old timey bombs.
Yeah, with the pump.
I always thought I would see more of those in my life.
Yeah.
Those big bomb plungers, those TNT plungers.
Yeah, right.
I think they'd come up more often.
Non-practical, new technology.
So, my next villain is another cartoon villain. Because I don't really think anybody in real life is a villain.
I think everybody just got different motives.
But you guys just kind of changed my mind on that with your villain. He was a villain. But it's the villain from the first season of Avatar, The Legends of Korra. That dude named Aman.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Aman is a equalist, right? So his thing is like, fuck everybody with these powers, right? Because they're taking advantage of everybody that doesn't have powers. So we don't really need these people with powers, right? Because we can run ourselves. Like these people with powers are just bullying us. Right?
Yeah, it seems like a pretty solid message. I watched that show and I thought it was so bland. I can't remember that guy.
Yeah. But what was fucked up about him was he had the powers. Right?
Yeah, he was a bender as well.
He was like the worst type of bender. He bend like blood. Mm-hmm. So like he was just taking advantage of people, and then his father taught him how to take the power from people. So he was taking people's power, and then he just wanted to be the only one with power.
That's like the ultimate murder is bending someone's blood. Like just imagine making it all coagulate in your legs. Like
it was more like, well, you could just give people blood clots and have them die immediately.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that shit's awful. But just imagine doing it in the worst fucking way, like taking all of the blood from your body and just putting it all in your head, or like
whenever they blood bended people in the show, though, it did look like it was pretty painful.
See, I feel like you could make. Okay, this is a real tangent here, but I just gotta get it off my chest.
Get it off.
I feel like any of the different benders could really just murder someone very quickly. Like if you're an airbender, you can just stop the air getting into their lungs.
Well, I feel
and
like
they're just dead.
But I feel like, well, they did that. The one dude, when he was a villain, he started doing that. He started just taking the air out of people's lungs, and I was like, oh, they're getting real. He's just suffocating this lady right now.
You have all these,
like right there, he's like, all right, you're the queen, suffocate.
You have all these like trace minerals in your body. If you're a rock bender, you could just like fucking perforate someone.
But I thought like when I always think of like when I'm watching that show, because I watch it with my kid, I'm just like, this is it's not this universe, right? So like obviously they can get smacked with 300-pound boulders and stay alive, right? We can't. So like they live a little different. They got a little bit different like anatomy than we do. You know what I'm saying? They don't die from what we die from.
Their gravity is way stronger than ours, so they're denser beings.
Like I don't think like they can like just blood clot them. You know what I'm saying? Or like fill up.
I just think they're not smart enough. Like if they just knew more about like biology,
I think they're pretty smart because it's like pretty steampunk at that time. They got shit that flies, dude, like bombing shit.
They didn't know anything about how the body worked until like 1985.
Yeah, the body. I mean, but they were like
they were still doing.
But he still knew he could fuck your blood up without having to look at it.
They're bending water and stuff, though.
Antoine, they were doing transorbital lobotomies in the 70s.
Could you imagine how less far we would be if some of us had magic? Like there'd be a lot of study going into that. You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't be as far medically or like.
But they also could heal
we probably
people.
wouldn't even have computers yet if some of us could do magic.
Right.
But if we had a healer, right, that could literally just heal you. With some,
I guess there is no reason.
With a little cup of water.
Yeah,
right?
There's
just
no
a little cup of
reason.
water, and they're like, "Come here, heal."
Yeah.
Whatever you had, they pulled mercury out of her body.
He said,
I guess you're right. There is no need for doctors when there's magic water people. We would
get me to the local witch doctor.
Take me to the water tribe, nigga.
We would still believe in like the four humors and shit. It's like, oh, you're imbalanced. Let's get you to the fucking water healer. You have too much yellow bile.
I would be cool with it, right? If we like took back the technology, right, and we could bend shit, right? Like if I could like walk around the forest and bend shit, that'd be cool.
This is the synthesis of Avatar and Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah,
you have to use Hegelian dialectics to really find two opposing ideas, like this children's cartoon and the guy who lived in the woods, and then synthesize their.
I love it.
Okay, so
Amon, he had the right idea, but he was just wrong because he had the powers. Right?
Yeah,
you can't be like, oh, take everybody's powers away, but I really got the powers.
Yeah,
I think that's the right thing to fucking do, and I give him a 7. Like, oh boy, was my son.
Her son, though.
Good plan. And that show is fire. So,
and you never know, he might have planned to kill himself afterwards. This was propaganda you were watching, put out by the Avatar.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it exists in like. It's kind of like
he went out though like that. His brother blew him up on the boat. He was like, "We're gonna be free now," and then blew them both up.
It's
Murder
like
suicide.
It's like how Starship Troopers is filmed as propaganda for like the fascist space marines.
Yes.
The Avatar Legend of Korra is put out by the fascist state to like heroize like their democratic process and their Avatar.
All I'm saying is at the start of every episode, there was a guy who explained to you exactly what was going on in one of those newsy voices. He'd be like, and this week, see? Like, that's propaganda, my friends.
That was the Avatar's propaganda too. It was always on the Avatar side.
It was always on the Avatar side.
But I seen him on side, right? Until they revealed that he was bending. And I was like, oh, you's a hoe, man. You's a hoe. You can't do that. Not cool, man. Not cool. But he did have a plan. He was executing though. And he did take the Avatar's power. So he was a good villain. And I give him a 8.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. It's a solid, a well-argued point here.
I agree.
I will also give my 7 to him.
I got a feeling old boy's gonna win.
Those are all solid numbers.
Those are all solid numbers. Or at least be in the top, you know what I'm saying?
He's definitely gonna be top 5.
I agree.
For sure.
I agree. All right, so this one, okay. I'm such a fucking whore for Titanic, the movie Titanic, and I know that's such a random point, but I'm gonna bring it back to the more logical side and like more like enemy than villain.
Is it the iceberg?
Okay, no, not the iceberg guy. Not the
That's
iceberg
gonna be my
guy.
next one.
No. I just personally want to take a second because everybody in the movie wants to think that Rose's original fiance to be Cal is this awful fucking guy. Okay, which let's be honest, in the movie he's a fucking dick. But let's look at this logically. He saw that a fucking hobo was trying to push up on his shorty that he didn't know where she came from. This bitch come from money. She's beautiful. She's pristine, and he attempts to take care of her well, okay? Even though she does have a disliking to his personality, okay? And then he finds out that little mama not only fucked him in the back of a cab car somewhere on the ship, but she stole the diamonds too? So then he puts his pride aside, gets her a fucking cart, okay, or a fucking boat, to get off the shit and tries to keep her safe. Okay, he held this fucking thing. He paid for it, all right? Attempted to go back and find her so that he can go and, like, live his best life with this bitch. And she just... Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, she played the fuck out of him, and I am one for Leonardo.
So is he he's the villain that had it right?
On this film.
It is. We'll take out the film.
He is the villain.
First she called Leonardo DiCaprio a bum. I'm like, oh shit, not my He was homeless, painting hookers, all this shit. If you really look at it, he was an artist, but he had all these naked bitches laying up in a hotel, and you acted like his beautiful ass was to do his shit. Stop playing with me.
He was an classist.
I am not. But all I'm trying to say,
she was like, girl, you had the meal ticket, and you just was like fucking with this bum. He was the meal ticket.
I'm just saying. I would say from Cal's perspective,
he was way cooler than Cal.
I agree. I love Leonardo DiCaprio, and I probably would have done the same. But all I'm saying is that he had the right mentality, and he kept fighting for his bitch. It's all about love with me. For some reason, that's a fucking soft spot. It's probably because I'm a female or whatever the fuck it may be. But on that note, you know what I'm saying?
But don't you feel that they were in love? She wasn't in love with him.
I know, but he was in love with her. And my point
so she supposed to slave it out?
No, I'm not saying her.
She just want to touch a dick she likes, and you're like, no, Cal is a good man. You touch his dick.
I'm just simply saying that she didn't have to play him that fucking dirty by stealing this fucking thing and then throwing it in the ocean.
She knew she was going with a bum. She was like, fuck, we gotta get this band together.
She threw it in the fucking ocean. She didn't use it for money. She didn't use it for stature. She didn't use it to put herself in a better position. This bitch held on to it out of spite. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been happy, because she lived a beautiful and long life with wonderful memories at the end of the movie. It was a happy fucking ending. But my point is that Cal fought for his bitch to the end. And I have to commend that nigga for fighting for that pussy till the end.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, very passionate speech about Titanic Cal. I gotta put weeds from because I won't remember if I don't.
You keep naming these characters who I don't really think are villains.
I know.
He's like,
I don't like, because I don't watch like.
Well, I
all
guess he is the villain in there.
No, he is technically the villain in that movie.
Because he's like, look. He's the worst thing next to the iceberg.
He tries to kill them. He personally tries to push Jack off. He shoots at them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he busting shots.
it's been a long time since I watched Titanic.
Again, like, I'm not into supervillain movies, and it's been forever since I watched like a newer Disney movie. You know what I'm saying?
If anyone says like a Marvel villain on here, I'm walking out of the podcast.
That's what I'm saying. So like, when you guys said villains, I kind of just took it for what I consider a bad person to be in a movie role. And like, I don't know, like who everybody is rooting against in the movie is technically a villain to me.
I'm going to be real. I wasn't with you at first, but it's such a passionate delivery.
You got me.
Hey, five.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Whatever my next highest available is, I don't remember.
8?
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's an 8. That's a very well reasoned and argued point.
That.
Yep.
He did what
she
he could.
even said bus shots too. That moved it up for me. So if I got like a 6 or a 7, I give it to it.
I'm gonna give my little homie an 8 because I really fucking love that movie. That's my fucking movie. I also like it because it's so historically fucking correct. Like, the way that they designed everything is exactly how Titanic was. And they put so much, like, little small detail information in there that was, like, actually true. So, I'm just a whore for that fucking movie. I'll be busting it open for 1997 Titanic rendition. I go to the museums and shit. Fuck it up.
What you got for us?
I got a good one, I think.
There you go.
I'm gonna say Joseph Stalin.
I knew that was coming from you.
So controversial.
So listen. He was a bad guy. He killed a lot of people.
A lot.
He's
like all-time villains.
Okay, killed a lot of people. He did a lot of political killings to better his own position in the thing. But
he stopped Hitler.
He stopped Hitler. He murked that motherfucker. No one can say that it wasn't armies of Russians that didn't fucking win World War II. And the other big thing is he did it all for the name of Marxist-Leninist communism, which is a noble goal. And straight up, when he was a young man, would rob banks in order to fund the revolution. He himself would go in with a crew and
he's like the Robin Hood of communism.
Yeah, that's actually kind of lit. I didn't know that.
He's the Robin Hood of communism.
I know Jeremy's seen this before, but have you guys ever seen a picture of young Joseph Stalin?
I have not.
You're gonna love this guy. I swear to God, I'm gonna get this pulled up.
I like how he calls him Joseph Stalin.
Yeah. Not just
like he makes him a person. Like when he's talking about him, like okay, all right.
He believes in the
Tell
vision.
Tell me about Joe. Then.
Come on, Joey, what you got?
You just say Stalin. I'm like, that's an evil motherfucker, man. That's an evil motherfucker right there.
Tell me you wouldn't support this motherfucker's revolution.
He was the hipster before hipsters were hipsters.
I don't know, man. He looks kind of like an actor. He looks like an actor that was robbing banks.
Tell him you wouldn't find him at the
first average hipster.
I was going to say, tell me you want to see him at the 5 o'clock.
Facts. And listen, I don't think his political contributions to communism didn't really help the broader thing, but you can't argue that materially he did quite a lot to further that goal. In some not so great ways too.
No. Yeah.
Listen, he had a fraught time where he was being fought on multiple fronts by the forces of capitalism. That doesn't necessarily excuse all the things he did, but it does kind of help contextualize it, I think. from internally from the White Army and outside from other capitalist countries. But I would say he villain who had it kind of right, but definitely was still a villain. Is my definition of that.
Okay.
So because homeboy stopped Hitler, we gonna give him.
Can't take that away from him.
We can't. And he was Robin Hood, bro. Stop playing with me.
What is Robin Hood?
Where's my 7?
Amon,
6?
you do not have a 6 out.
Boom.
Okay. I'm gonna give him my 8. Do I have a 9?
You have a 9. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm 9 and 2. The 9 wood.
That was good. That was real good. I like that.
Once he said he was robbing the banks, he hit me in my soft spot.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like my favorite.
He hit me in my soft spot.
It's just my favorite story ever that he was just like, oh, you need to fund a revolution? Well, we got all these banks in Russia. I can just like ride trains and rob them.
With OJOES.
I dig it. Oh, really make him a person now.
Young Joey.
My boy Joey, that's what you would call him when you see him at the private club.
Joseph Robinette Stalin.
Goes by J-Rob.
Oh, no. Please
Keeping
stop.
it in the same vein of real life villains.
Real life villains.
My man Fidel Castro.
Oh,
Hell yes. Not
Nasty.
even a villain, but go off.
Okay, yeah. Well. All right. In the eyes of the American public, he is a villain.
Oh, in the eyes of the American public.
Hey, for sure. Yeah. But my boy Castro put Cuba on the map, got him out of U.S. hegemony. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no imperialism there.
Liberated Cuba.
Liberated it.
boom.
Helped out my boy Che Guevara.
Mm-hmm.
And he made motherfucking Cuba a powerhouse in the world of motherfucking medicine. So much so that they send motherfuckers anytime some shit goes down. They're sending people. And, just to put a little bit of icing on the cake, he proves my shit works. Fucking doing it out here. Fucking the ideology that I believe in, putting it on the map.
Yeah, let's talk about those COVID deaths in Cuba.
Right.
It's low.
Right. Ain't shit. Nobody died from from a fucking...
I think a couple people died.
He's like, nobody died.
13 over there.
And those even broader, those fucking what's the deaths caused by having children. What's that called again?
Maternal mortality rate is all it is. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I'm gonna give my homeboy a 9, man. He really showed out for Cuba. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about, hold up. You want to fucking talk about immortality because your shit is recorded, my nigga? Talk about fucking immortality, bruh. How Twan was saying earlier, he's like, I'm already living beyond because y'all can hear my voice, y'all. These people are still living the full ass message. And even in times of fucking pandemics globally, they are stable. They are fine. Do your fucking thing, Cuba.
Do your thing.
I feel like the only people who have bad shit to say about Cuba in like a real way are people whose like factory got taken over after the revolution.
So like that's why like so many people are like, there was a mass exodus from Cuba after Fidel took power. Yeah, it was like fucking rich kids and their fucking dads and shit bouncing over here with all their money to go live in Miami. Like, fuck out of here.
Cuba does not have a lot of the modern industrial things that we enjoy in this country, but at the same time, that's because everyone with money left. That's what happens.
And not to mention the fact that we like whole ass fucking most of capitalist society stopped doing business with them for forever. Like we still fucking got sanctions on the motherfuckers.
Which sanctions are like a military action. People just talk about it like it's not.
Right.
Or it's an act of aggression.
Right.
It's not nice, man.
It's not nice.
Yeah, I think
Fidel's my 10.
Boom.
I think he's got. I think I only have a 10 left.
You have a 1 and a 10.
Okay, well he's not a 1.
Oh, you have a 4 too.
Oh, he's got to be a 10 though.
I like that.
You have any points for Fidel?
I got some points. My 9. I already gave my 9.
You already gave 6, 7, 8, 9.
Shit.
4, 5.
Shit.
So you got 1, 2, 3, 10.
This is the problem we find ourselves in at the end of these.
He needs some
You got
points.
your 1 switch too.
Yeah, but I already planned my Switch.
Okay.
My Switch is planned. Well, sorry. You know, I really respect you out here, you know, but you're getting a 3.
Boom.
Antoine's a capitalist. What can we say?
Oh, sure, I gave her points.
I was going to say, did I not?
So, my next villain is Alonzo
Who?
from Training Day.
I've not watched that movie in so long. I
I've
do not
never seen
remember who
that
that
movie.
character is.
You've never seen Training Day with Denzel Washington?
All right, here's another movie review by Antoine.
Dude, I'm telling you, we got to
Here we
give you a
go.
platform for these.
So, Alonzo is played by Denzel Washington, right? And he's like a DEA cop, right?
Mm-hmm. So
like
that's already a point bad. That's a bad point. That's a villain point. Right
Yeah,
there.
villain point. He's already a cop, right?
But
But he pulls off being a villain the best way you should if you're this type of villain.
Doing
right?
your job really poorly.
So he's a DEA cop and he's training the new guy, right?
Okay.
That's what he's doing. This guy just got moved up to like the DEA.
Oh, it's training day.
Yeah, training day. So, this dude takes him out, and pretty much he starts doing, well, first he makes him do illegal shit, right?
Hell yeah.
So then he is like, well, you already did illegal shit. And then he starts doing illegal shit with him. But all he's doing is like robbing the drug dealers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the first thing he did was take like a Chinese menu, give it to a lady, like, yo, we have a warrant to search the house. Went in, took all the money left out of the house. And then they're like, hey, what the fuck? This isn't even a warrant. And then like shit like that. He robbed like the one drug dealer. He doesn't really take him to jail though. He just robs him.
I gotta watch this movie again.
So the other cop is like, hey, this is fucked up. You know, you're not really helping anything out here. You're just like robbing everybody. And that's why he's like the villain, you know, because then that guy has to take him to jail. But the whole time I was like, hey, you should
So what's he just doing? Like
Yeah.
flexing on the money,
You
or
should-
does he have like a
this-
ultimate
No, he's
mission?
like, well, I mean, like he's doing bad shit. He's murdering people for money. Like they murdered the one dude. Like he introduced him to him, then went back over there
but
later.
is there like
murdered
an
him.
ultimate mission, like a child with cancer, or is he just flexing?
Oh, Denzel?
Yeah.
Well, he owes somebody like $1 million. So he's like trying to gather that up.
Gotcha,
You know what I'm saying?
gotcha.
So
It
he
sounds
used
like the new guy should have just gotten with the program and
That's
maybe
what I
just
was
not
saying.
done the murder part.
like shit, cut me out some part. Well, no, they framed him on the murder. Like he
Okay.
was there. And then they did it, and he was like, "Yo, what the fuck I'm about to tell?" And they were like, "Well, you did it." Yeah, so like they're definitely like some villains, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
they're villains fighting villains. You know what I'm saying? They weren't really picking on like people that
Whoever loses, we win.
right.
Yeah.
He wasn't really picking on like the civilians, but he wasn't helping them at
No.
all. Like his objective out there was not to help people. His objective was to rob drug dealers.
A slightly worse than normal cop.
Right. It's like I'll take it. You can take it how it comes. He's not beating my ass. He's just fucking. He's robbing other like drug dealers and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, he was a bad cop, but I feel like he was a good villain.
What points do I have left?
you have your 1, your 2, and your 10.
Okay. I'm gonna give my boy a 1, only because I really feel like he fucked his life up, then decided to fuck his life up some more to try to get some guap to fix the first fuck up. But then he put himself in a world of trouble, and he fucked over somebody else plus killing some people. So I really don't think he had the
Well,
execution right either.
They've been robbing the people. Like that was their regular MO. But like at this point in the movie, he was trying to build up a huge
I
lump
think
sum.
he's smart. He sounds like he's real smart with it. But what I'm simply trying to say is the execution plan was not correct. And he did not give himself a scapegoat at the end. He just gave himself more problems for the long haul.
Spoiler
This all
alert
makes
for
sense.
the movie made many millennia ago.
I mean, we've already done some spoilers.
he was murdered.
I'm
the end of the movie.
Well, damn.
I'm gonna give him my 1 because I feel it that Izzy's gonna say some good shit. I'm metagaming a little bit,
Oh,
but
no, you guys are good. Honestly, I put most of my energy into making my villain.
What was your points for Alonzo?
I'm gonna swap them, and I'm gonna put my boy Joey up to 10, and put him wherever Joey is.
Who?
Joey Stalin?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering. Like, is there another Joe I'm missing? No, it was old boy Stalin.
Yeah, the bank, the Wild Wild West to take over. Great MO. Great MO.
So then Alonzo is your 9.
Shit, I guess so, yeah. I love Training Day, so.
Okay.
You've convinced me. I'm going to watch that movie the next couple of days.
Stalin was your 6. My bad. You didn't.
Jeremy's got some swaps to make.
You want to be a sheep or a wolf, Hope? A sheep or a wolf?
I give Alonzo my 3. It's pretty much all I got. I got a 2 left and a foe. All right. Oh no, I threw out Fidel. That's all you knew, right? You don't got on?
At the moment, no.
All right. Just to get some of our last points out here. I know it's gonna make everybody mad because everybody said no supervillains, but
he waited to the end to disappoint us.
Well, I had one, but I don't think like people are gonna. It's not.
all right. Have you guys ever watched the movie The Watchmen?
No.
Yeah, I've read the book.
Okay, so in The Watchmen and in the comic books, Ozymandias is the villain behind the whole thing, where like fucking in the movie he's causing a fucking nuke to happen to unite people to stop like fucking like,
yeah, in the comic he's trying to bring some kind of eldritch monster from another plane of existence,
which is a way cooler fucking like, because like in the movie it doesn't really make sense that it would unite everybody because they're like, oh, certain doom and Dr. Manhattan had to come save us and blah blah blah, but like really we all just threw nukes at each other in that version. But in this version we all got worried like that fucking there are eternal beings that we should be united against. So he succeeds in uniting the whole earth and like fucking overall just being like that was his goal. Like he wanted to scare people into pretty much working together and fucking stopping the bullshit and not having wars and blah blah blah.
He was too scary.
He killed probably like thousands or tens of thousands of people.
I thought it was millions.
Was he
It
too
might have been
scary?
millions. I can't remember.
What?
Like, why did people not like him?
Because he opened up a portal to another dimension, and this giant ass Godzilla monster that with tentacles came out and fucking killed New York.
But it wasn't actually a portal to another dimension. He opened up a portal to like a place that he had created, and those monsters were creations of his.
Yeah, okay.
And then fucking like he keeps it like raining squids for years afterwards. Like just to keep reminding people like, hey, don't fuck up.
But he like immediately after doing this, he kills himself.
And he did he unite the world though?
Yeah, for sure. He succeeded.
Oh, and like in the context of the Watchmen, it's like right in the middle of the Cold War too.
Yeah.
It's
So the
like
villain wins
nuclear
in this?
panic. Like
Yeah, he wins. Yeah. He does win.
yeah. He succeeds in fucking killing 1 million people.
He succeeds, and he was right in succeeding. It's my contention here. Yes, 100%.
He's kind of a prick too, which I think
he's
is
an elitist asshole.
Yeah.
Fucking, he's like, I'm the smartest person.
He does
on
this
Earth,
from his
but he's
Antarctic
also
secret
literally
base.
the smartest person on Earth.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you are the smartest, I mean,
Yeah. He's
kind of
got
get to be a dick, right?
They didn't have Alan Moore didn't have the cultural reference at the time, but he does really have an Elon Musk quality to him.
Right, but Elon Musk isn't actually the smartest person in the world, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think Ozymandias was like in the outside of a comic book context. Like if you just take his personality and stuff, he definitely wasn't the smartest guy in the world. But like the smartest guy in the world was fucking Dr. Manhattan or whatever.
True. But he was like literally
He
a
was
god.
detached. He was like detached. Damn, Watchmen's good as fucking.
Watchmen is fucking great. I didn't go with Marvel villain, so
yeah. The superior Alan Moore who has disdain for all comic books.
yes,
He fucking hates comic books so much. Yeah, I think it's my whatever number I have last 4.
He also gets my 4 because that's my last number.
What do I have, like
But
a
also,
2?
I think that's about accurate. I think
You have your 1 and your 2.
he definitely leans a little heavier on the villain side, maybe.
I give it a 2.
What have I got? Like a 1 and a 10?
Yep.
I give it a 1.
All right. So I have my 2 left. I'm going to throw that on the Unabomber.
Okay.
You have your 10 left. Who would you like to bestow your 10 upon?
But is it like a combination?
What?
Like, do I combine points or do I trade it out?
I'm just letting you throw it on there somewhere.
It's a real game changer.
Okay, because you're making up rules at this point, I'm going to make one up on my own. I want to split it right down the middle.
Okay.
And say, oh, fucking Titanic. For one. And then I'm going to give my other one to my pussy power bitch with no wings, Maleficent. Because I feel for Shorty. How you gonna do him dirty?
Antoine, you got your 3 left.
So dirty.
3?
Uh-huh.
I'll put that on the last guy you said. So that would give him 5 from me.
All right, with that, I'm going to throw together a rousing round of math. And we're back from our rousing round of math. We've got our top 10 villains who had it right. There's only one honorable mention. His name's Alex Jones.
You're supposed to do the honorable mentions at the end.
Yeah. He's so sad he had to say it first.
We always do the honorable mentions at first before the top 10. Mm-hmm. Every
He
time.
said, I know how I do my fucking podcast.
Fuck out of here.
I don't think so.
Because I go from the bottom and then it goes to 10 and 9 and 8. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. So 10.
10.
That man Severus Snape and his simping ass.
Snape.
Then at number 9, we got Alonzo from Training Day.
Okay.
Number 8, we have Ozymandias from The Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, we have Maleficent from Maleficent.
The film.
Number 6, we got Voldemort. Number 5,
Number 5, top 5.
Top 5.
Amon from The Legend of Korra.
Hell
Nice.
Number 4, the Unabomber.
Ted Kaczynski, yeah.
Number 3,
Top
Fidel
3.
Castro.
Hell yeah.
Number 2, Titanic Cow.
Get the fuck out of here.
Titanic Cow with the fucking underdog fucking 2 spot coming up from the bottom. He wasn't even considered to be.
That was all on Izzy. That was pure argument.
I
No one would have
appreciate
picked that
it.
one going in.
It was good. I don't know. I love that movie.
Yo,
So
that dude went so hard
he did. He went hard for his bitch.
that he became a villain.
He was Public Enemy.
And then
One.
number 1 spot, Joey Stalin.
Hell yeah.
So what does that really say about us?
Robin Banks
Nothing new.
is taking over.
The real villain who had it
real
right,
Robin
Jeremy.
Hood.
The freaking Joker, dude.
Oh, God. Some men just want to watch it burn.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh,
Wild.
And so I feel like that's a good list. And as you were saying it, I was imagining them like coming up and like grabbing awards. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I think
Hey.
that what's most important here is that it goes Joseph Stalin, Cal.
Oh yeah, like that's why it was so funny because like the first one I seen coming up to grab the award.
Like it
Who
was
was
just
number
the 2
10?
on the split
Number 10?
screen.
Snape. It was Snape, right? And then Alonzo from Training Day. Was right after, right? It's a funny image to see them like walking
That's
back
just
and
like,
forth with each other.
that's just like the
Damn,
Oscars.
you
That's
know he was fucking awful.
oh, fuck.
No, but I want them fully dressed in character. You know what I'm saying? Like Snape
They
and then
should do that for
Alonzo.
the Oscars. Why don't they?
I don't.
They
fucking
should.
know.
That would be hilarious.
People might actually watch it. That's
People
fine.
don't
And
got
then you got
time.
Joseph Stalin, and then you got this dude from the Titanic, like before
I
him.
know. They're just shaking hands like good game, good
And
game.
then before him, it was Fidel Castro.
He's just crying.
Yeah,
like
he's smoking a cigarette out of a cigar.
Yeah.
Like I ain't got fucking Cuban medicine, but fuck me, right?
Yeah, right. The Titanic guy. And with that, that's not Jabba Gypsies, baby.